Hey guys, we were just discussing some things, and welcome to the Face Show episode 14. Wow, that's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, we've made it 14.
Woo! We should have been at 270 by now. Fuck.
You know, we take time off. We do
Yeah,
that.
we do that.
We do.
But I'll tell you what though, since episode 13, we put out a bunch of content, so you motherfuckers can't complain. I mean, we put out
stuff out.
Look, we put out the St. Patty's Day video. You did that.
Right. That's right.
It made me look like I was sleeping. That's bullshit. I was awake for all of it until the end. The fucking video just made me look
when
bad.
I recorded that, it was like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And he was just passed out, and there was a couple of us still rocking and rolling, but our camera guy,
he was out.
Shout out to Doug, he was passed out.
Yeah, he was done.
If you look closely at the video, you'll see him hanging over the edge of the the porch, and
he was done at that point.
Yeah, he's throwing up.
Yeah, sorry, Doug.
And then he's passed out. He's passed out on the couch in the fetal position next to this guy.
Well, because you see, I sat down next to him to go give him some advice on something personal, and I passed out in the middle of telling him because he passed out and we were both tired. That's how that works. Drunken advice. Needless to say, I never got the advice out, so that motherfucker's suffering from some other issus right now, but we won't discuss them.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. All right, and then he put out the early summer video.
The announcement video. Make sure ladies go check that one out.
Fucking banana hammock on that shit, son.
I'm scantily clad in that one.
That's a little bit on the dirty side.
Yeah, you get to see what's going on underneath. You know, I'm naked underneath these clothes. In that video, I was just naked.
But and then I put out a rant. Which I'm going to still do. I have a bunch of rants in my head.
I got nothing.
I know.
My rants come like when I'm driving.
Yeah, I got the little attachment.
And I'm yelling at people.
That's right. We also, what else? Oh, the pigeon in my tent video. Thanks a lot, Cody.
Oh, that's right. We went camping this summer with some people, and there was a pigeon in the campsite, and this guy was up all night keeping everybody awake, partying.
That's right. I was the only motherfucker partying. It's not my fault.
And he partied till the sun came up and kept a lot of people awake. And so I found this random pigeon at about 9 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. And I decided that it was time for him to wake up. And he woke up to a pigeon in his tent. And fortunately, it was probably the most docile pigeon
I'm gonna tell you how
in the world. Okay,
chill
it totally reflected this guy.
Oh man, this motherfucker was so chill. He didn't fuck with me. He got I was in a tent with an inflatable mattress. If you've seen the thing, so he got in between the tent and the inflatable mattress and just sat down and went to sleep next to me. He was like, "Nah, fuck it. I'm out the rain, homie. I'm out the rain." And he went to sleep. That motherfucker was chill. We were cool. You know what I'm saying? And you know what the worst part is? I hear these motherfuckers. Because I was waking up at this point, so I hear them like, "Oh, we're gonna get him. I know they're talking about me because they tried to get me yesterday and they recorded me sleeping like a bunch of creepers. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, what are they gonna do? I wasn't expecting a pigeon though. Yeah.
You know what it is? You can't do dirt. You got to do dirt by yourself.
Right.
Okay. So I came up with this idea, and I executed the idea, and I handed some random chick the camera,
and she did not keep up,
and she just couldn't keep up. She was lagging behind. I don't know what the hell she was putting on makeup or something. I don't know what she was doing.
Right. But she was slow at it. But
yeah,
she did push somebody out the way to get the shot though, which I commend her on.
She did. So
yeah, you missed my reaction.
So all the other people on the campsite that realized, as soon as they realized what I was doing, they're the ones that started moving towards his tent and making all the commotion and talking. You know, when I do stuff like that, it's in silence. You know, I'm like a ninja.
Yeah, like I didn't hear him at all, so I didn't even know he was gonna do it. I just heard, "Oh, this is gonna be great. Yo, we're gonna get him." Because and then if you watch that video, you'll see like 10 of them in front of my tent before he gets there.
Why? There was no. There should have been one person opening up your tent when I threw it in.
Right.
That's it.
And then again, they missed my reaction, which was funnier than the video we ended up putting out because it never got put on film.
True.
How do you miss if you're gonna set up? I don't understand how you miss my reaction. Now I don't blame you. I'm just saying. And there were other people recording, and we couldn't even use their footage. Where's their footage now?
Right.
They don't. I don't even know. Fucking. But that being said, then later I put out the porcupine dance video. So apparently, I didn't know this, but porcupines like to get down.
Yeah, he was shaking his booty.
That's
like,
right.
How long?
I was watching it for a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, he started up, he was like, what?
He was like rocking it.
Yeah, man. And that was an original piece of music done by yours truly and that guy. All right.
Yeah, what happened with YouTube? They were like unsure where that music came from?
Yeah, it was too good. So they figured I stole it, but they couldn't figure out where it came from. So they didn't. Now YouTube is fucked up. Let me explain how YouTube search works. And this is our gripe with YouTube, although we're on it. YouTube only let you search by relevance first, date, and then count. Meaning the popularity, if you put it out that freaking minute, and relevance. What is relevance? Relevance is just if you have a lot of subs and a lot of viewers to your shit, then your shit is more relevant. Or if you paid for advertising. But it doesn't do it alphabetically. That's why you can search for our videos and you can't find it.
True.
So YouTube does shit like that. But you gain relevance if you monetize your videos. Now, monetization, you don't get paid unless you have 2,000 or 3,000 views.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. We haven't got paid.
We definitely don't get paid.
We ain't paid.
Probably ever.
It doesn't matter.
Ever.
But it increases our relevance slightly. So we're a little better. We're more relevant. So we're more likely to be searched upon. That's why I did it, because technically they're making money off of us. So it raises our relevancy slightly. Fucking YouTube, and they're cheating. They're gonna make themselves irrelevant if they keep this shit up.
Yeah, I would say within the next year, YouTube is gonna be pretty irrelevant.
Now,
somebody else is gonna come with something better. And YouTube is just gonna.
Well, and I don't blame YouTube. I blame Google. This is all Google's doing. When Google took over YouTube, this is what happened to YouTube.
True.
Fucking Google. And Google's becoming too big and too. I'm gonna just say that they're becoming too big and they're becoming too greedy, too monopolized, and they're going the route. They're going the route of like a Microsoft or an Apple. And I don't mean the innovation route. I mean the stranglehold route. But yeah, man. But all right. So this particular episode is our special presidential review here. I mean, I know the first debate just happened, Mitt Romney and Obama, and we fucking tip it off to Mitt Romney for trouncing Obama in that debate.
He did, yeah. He came with confidence, style, and
facts.
Just cold hard facts, and took it to him. And Obama's swagger
didn't work.
It went out the window.
Right, it backfired on him. He
What happened? He looked old and skinny and tired and unsure of himself, and he looked like a defeated man.
Yeah. I mean, he had responses to the response, but not to the re-response or his response. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could respond once, but if Romney
rebuttal.
If Romney rebutted him, he couldn't come back on that point, and he kept moving on. There was a lot of just moments where he was owned, basically.
Yeah, he was. He didn't show up.
He didn't show up. He didn't show up.
A lot of his supporters were really, really disappointed. And maybe the next debate, he'll.
I think he'll do better. I don't know if he'll win. I think he'll do better.
He'll show up.
Well, he's gonna have to
drink a Red Bull and get some wings.
Unless he doesn't really want the job anymore. He could be tired of it.
I would imagine he's tired of it. He's taken a lot of crap from everybody in the United States, just about.
Right, except for the media. The media loves his ass, except for Fox.
Some of the media,
yeah.
Fox and a couple other channels, but. But people jump on bandwagons all the time, and
yeah, he realizes his is fading away, And
I want to talk about Facebook,
right?
Okay, and I want to talk about people's political opinions they're posting them on Facebook left and right
all the time.
And fact of the matter is, if you don't vote, if you don't show up November 6th, shut the fuck up. Okay? Nobody wants to hear your bullshit if you've got nothing behind it. You're throwing out blank statements. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's
true. Or fucking go away. Okay? I show up on November 6th and I place my vote. Okay? So I'm going to say whatever I want to say. And I still haven't come out and said that I'm choosing either side. I still haven't come out. But I will say openly on Facebook, if you ever see me on Facebook, Cody Cristiano on Facebook, find me, friend request me, okay? I'm on there, and I speak the truth. I don't lie, okay? And that's one thing that I think is ridiculous about people that throwing out blank statements on Facebook, and I would say 5% of them vote. These people aren't even showing up to the polls.
What?
So shut the fuck up. What do you have to say? Doesn't matter.
And
you don't exist in the political realm.
Right. And a lot of times people just reiterate what they hear, or what they think they heard, or what they think they know. I love it when people criticize somebody, but they don't, like, all right, here's an example. Something I saw. Now, I'm not saying these people were right or these people were wrong in the video, but I saw a video. It was criticizing Glenn Beck, right, on something he said about Romney. Now, they played a clip to try to make him look outrageous. And in it, he basically compared Romney to Washington in something, and said he thinks God's showing him that Romney's going to win, right? That he thinks God is putting it out there. Now, that was Glenn's opinion, and on its own, it sounds crazy to people, especially people that don't believe in God. But in the clip, when you watch the clip that they rolled, first off, he's talking to a religious scholar. So the mention of God makes sense. This is a Christian scholar. This is the person he's talking to. So it makes sense to the audience that's watching this video, right? Secondly, he refers to a previous episode about something. So we have no idea what he's comparing George Washington and Mitt Romney to. Something that they do that's similar, but it could be taking a shit on Tuesdays for all we know, or liking maple syrup. I mean, we have no fucking idea, because these people that ran the clip didn't bother to do any research and find out what the fuck he was talking about.
And that is very prevalent in media.
Right.
All the time they're throwing out these blank statements with nothing to back them up. There's nothing behind it. There's no signed documents behind the stuff that they're saying. There's no there's no examples of the speeches that were given or the conversations that were had.
Like, if you look at our earlier episodes, when we do every once in a blue moon toss a clip in, but our clip is usually self-explanatory, right? And that's how we do things, and we show our evidence to stuff. Well, what I'm saying is, these people could have even been 100% right in their assertion that this shit is crazy to compare Washington to Romney, but since they didn't even bother to check to see what the fuck he was talking about, it just makes them look stupid. Right. They're probably right, but they didn't bother to check in on themselves. And that just disrespects themselves. That makes themselves look stupid. Why would you do that?
But you know what it is? Like, a lot of people that are caught up in the hype, that are caught up in the brand, they give into that kind of stuff. They give into that superficial stuff. I saw a girl on Facebook the other day that I've known for a couple of years now, and she's bashing Mitt Romney. And the reason she's bashing Mitt Romney is because of things like gay marriage and abortion.
Right.
Those aren't major factors of the federal government. These guys are worrying about unemployment rates that are insane, that are above 11%. They're worried about our troops all across the world. They're worried about globalization. They're worried about major concepts, not gay marriage. Who gives a shit about gay marriage? Go get married. Who fucking cares? These guys don't give a shit.
And let me explain something to you guys about gay marriage. Whether you're for it or against it. If you're for it for religious reasons, it's not out of hatred, it's just religious reasons. If you're against it because you believe gay people should get, I said that shit backwards, didn't I?
You did go backwards.
I did go backwards. Let's flip it and reverse it. All right, but you know what I mean. And if you're for it for your own reasons, because you think equality or whatever your reason is. Maybe you think religion has nothing to do with marriage, even though marriage is a religious concept. But we're going to leave that alone. All I am saying is that is a states' right issue. That is not a federal government issue. Why?
No.
Because the states have power over their citizens, not the federal government. So the president, for or against gay marriage, doesn't mean a thing.
It doesn't matter. He has no say in that arena,
right,
whatsoever.
Now, what the president?
So stop. You know,
right.
All these people are touching on these superficial issues when the real issues are being ignored.
Right. And as for abortion, now whether again you're for or against abortion, it was made legal by the courts. The courts made abortion legal. That means the president can't do anything unless he's proposing some sort of bill to ban it.
He didn't have any say about it.
Right. The Supreme Court, through decisions, made it legal. It wasn't really done by too much legislation.
Once again, blank statements, and once again, we're talking about Facebook, and we're Facebook posting. Yeah. And I said, you know, I once again, I'm going to say, I haven't chosen what side I'm on. I haven't said if I was voting Republican or I was voting Democrat.
Right.
And I just simply said you know, she also
it was a quote, I believe. She
also misquoted one of the candidates. I said, you misquoted him. You misquoted the candidate, and when I said that, she deleted my comment. So I deleted her from my Facebook. But before that, she decided to post a copy of a newspaper that bashes that individual in California. Okay, the Sacramento something. I'm not even gonna give them a plug.
Nah, fuck that.
Because it was such bullshit. It was such. They were throwing out blank statements, and they weren't backing it up with any factual information, any signed documents, any speeches this individual has ever given. They weren't backing up with any proof. They were just throwing out statements that they believe to be true, and basically bashing this individual because of his beliefs and the fact that he was standing by what he believed in.
Right.
And it's just the way that these individuals are being taught in college. This is a college educated individual, and these colleges are teaching
super left wing,
and these colleges are just. They're not educating the youth on
reality.
No, not at all. And
it's theory. They get educated on theory, not practicality. So what happens is these kids go into the business world. First off, they're not getting hired. Let's put that out there.
Not getting hired.
It takes them about 2 years to get hired. They've accumulated a massive amount of debt in education. They go to the real world.
I'm talking like when he says a massive amount. He's talking $100,000.
You're right. Right, like
$100,000.
a fucking house.
Yeah.
Right. And then they go.
Not quite, but.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on the part of the country. Depends on the part of the country. So.
$100,000.
Not New York, though.
No. New York, you couldn't even get half a house for that.
Yeah. So, but you could get a mansion in Detroit. So you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
It's true.
You could get a co-op in New York.
Right. But either way,
you couldn't get no condo though. Couldn't get a condo.
All right, but you just bought a luxury car, and you didn't even get the miles out of it. But either way, right? So these motherfuckers wait 2-3 years, they get in the workforce, and then what happens to them in the workforce? They're trained to be drones by corporate America, just left-wing drones. But after a few years, their values change because you're in a capitalistic society built on right-wing values. I'm sorry, but it was.
Right.
Right.
So here's an example of what he's talking about. I went back to college, so I'm in college now. Now my international business, my textbook for international business, not my teacher,
right,
but my textbook for international business,
which I think is a lot worse.
Right, pushes the socialist agenda, and it bashes capitalism and free markets, and it also bashes. It says. Inequality in
the classes.
In the classes, and the income promotes anti-harmony.
Now let me
globally.
No.
So it just bashes what our country is founded upon and what our country thrives upon. And these are what our kids and college kids
are learning.
These are what they're learning.
Now,
and then they're getting out into the real world, like he said.
And finding out it doesn't work that way. Now let me explain to you guys something. And people who think, the free markets and it just encourages greed and greed is bad. And all right, yes, unchecked without federal regulations, a free market could easily go awry. Nobody's here is so stupid that they would advocate no regulations. But over regulations chokes the shit out of a free market. And then when you choke the shit out of the free market and then it's not doing well, you can't say the free market failed because it's not fucking free.
Right.
But that aside, the truth of the matter is, people love to say the rich are too rich and they're making the poor too poor and the middle class isn't doing good. You only get a middle class in America in a free capitalistic society. I mean, obviously, Canada and England, there are other countries that do this. My point is, look at the socialist countries. You're either the elite that rule,
or just above poverty.
Just above poverty. There is no middle class. Yeah. Middle class is the enemy of socialism. Yeah. So people that promote share their wealth, they don't mean to make poor people richer. They want to make rich people poorer.
Right.
So they're not trying to bring poor people to the middle class and possibly middle class to the rich. They're trying to take the rich to the poor.
Right.
And at the same time, trouncing the middle class. Because
now what's your take on the taxes on the upper class? Is that a way for them to be higher taxed? Is that a way to bring them down?
Yes, and I'm going to explain something right now. People talk about, they're not paying their fair share. The concept fair is first word, isn't it? Fair, right? And share.
Fair share.
That means fair usually means equal or equivalent or as much as. Fair would mean if I'm poor, Cody's middle class, somebody else out there is rich, we should all probably be fair would be to pay the same amount, wouldn't it?
Right.
Not the same amount of cash, but the same percentage. Right. So fair would be everybody pays 10%.
Right.
Right. So my 10%, say I make 10,000. Cody's the student. Say he's making 10,000 a year. That's $1,000.
Right.
I'm making 50,000 $1,000 a year. So that's $5,000. Someone's spending $1 million, making $1 million. So that's $100,000. Right. That's fair because it's equal. The truth of the matter is, no matter how you like to spin it, the rich in this country do not pay their liberals are right. They don't pay their fair share.
No.
They pay your fair share, his fair share, and everybody else's fair share, and then they pay their shit. And then people will say, oh, well, they're paying a lower rate. No, because the way we work in this country, since we value people donating to charity, when you donate it, it comes off before you get taxed.
Right.
And you have people in like the president, for example, who campaign to try to lower the percentage you get off on your taxes for donating, saying that's not going to make a difference. But it is making a difference because people donate as much as they can to lower their tax rate. Because I am sorry, while you have to pay your taxes because it is the law, it does not mean it's moral to pay taxes. And what I mean by that is, fuck the government. Try to not pay taxes as much as you can get off, because that money will never come back to you.
I'm going to make a suggestion to people. There's a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I'm sure that you've heard about it. And it discusses things like that and ways to view income and paying taxes and things like that. So go to your favorite book place. Barnes and Nobles is mine.
Yeah.
And get Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I got it. It's right under my bed. I read it, not every night, but every once in a while I pick it up and I read the next chapter. And it discusses a different way. The first rule that any real business course will teach you about economics is you have to change the way that you are taxed. And the reason the rich are the rich is because they know this and they can hire tax people that know the difference, and you know, believe me, they're writing a lot off on their taxes because they're paying most of the taxes in the United States.
Now, remember, the top 10% in this country, and this may not be an exact figure, they pay about 90% of the taxes.
That's what I thought. 90%, 10%.
10%. Now, this is a rough estimate. Don't fucking comment this video. It's 87%. You lied. No, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up, you politically correct asshole.
So we're approximating. Okay.
So let's get this straight though. Both parties that are running for president right now want to keep the taxes on the rich the way they are.
Right. Well, at least the way they are.
Right.
One party says they're not going to change it,
right,
and the other party says, well, we may tax the shit. Actually, I heard Biden said some sort of comment. Now, I'm not qualifying it because this is off the little ticker tape that I read it on, so I didn't see the article or any news story on it. Something like they're going to levy the wealthy $1 trillion in new taxes if elected. That's a lot of money. Now, again, just the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen. I'm not saying I read the article. I'm not saying I watched the story.
Now, when you say they're going to levy, what do you mean by that?
Well, over the next year, to pay for all the shit that they have to pay for, they're going to somehow...
They're going to make the rich pay for it.
The rich, that's what they mean. The wealthy will get hit with more taxes. Now, I will say this. The middle class are going to feel the tax increase sooner than later because Obamacare is coming into effect next year, guys. Your healthcare costs are going to rise.
Yeah, where's that money coming from?
Apparently old people. It's coming from Medicaid. But and that's not enough.
Oh, that's right. How much is he coming from?
It's over $786 billion.
Oh.
Well, whatever. Old people, I'm sure you're fine.
Medicaid should be a federal?
Yeah, federal.
Or should it be state?
Well, not Medicaid itself, but health insurance should be run by the states. And their Medicaid is run right by the states. You know what? If you really want to help the states out, federal government, toss the states money so they can cover people under their current health program. That's what I would suggest. To take that same federal dollars, right, and you don't even have to give them that much, and toss it to the states so that with the states' own programs, they can do that.
Because you can't do it on a federal level.
It's too expensive.
It's too expensive, and it's generalizing the need for the individual in the state. And
you know, state by state could be different, and you can't just put a certain levy on certain states, a financial commitment. But you know, but let's go back on just the debate. Now, if you watch that debate, you saw things in a different light. You know, there's been a lot of negative campaigning done by the president. Romney's done it a little bit, but he hasn't really fought back. I think he was saving it for this.
Right. Well, you know, Romney right now is totally on the offensive.
Right.
And I think from a marketing standpoint, you know, that's a huge mistake that Obama is making. And you know, Obama he got elected based on hype, based on branding.
Right. And he should know better.
And hype. And you know, he really should. He really should still, even in this election, still be riding that hype. I mean, the people that endorsed him aren't endorsing him this time around, and those are the people he should be campaigning. You know, like I'm gonna go out there on a limb and say almost every rap artist I heard
endorsed him
on the radio endorsed him, and this time around you don't hear anything about that at all. I mean, they've totally abandoned his campaign. And
I mean, he still has celebrities behind him, but not as much in the music industry.
Yeah, that tells you something, though.
And what I'm saying is with Obama, I don't care if you like or hate the man. We hired an inexperienced guy, and we got the results of somebody who didn't have the experience.
Right.
Now, I said this many face shows back. I thought they should have waited on Obama until he became more seasoned, and then put him in.
Right.
And he would do a better job. They didn't wait. He won, and
we got what we got.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. His record sucks. You know.
True.
It's not that he fail. It's not that he didn't do what he wanted to do. Is that the stuff he did just didn't work. Right. Because again, like he was a college professor, and like those economics, these people live in a bubble that is not supported by the real world economics.
True.
So he put into place all these liberal ideals that he truly feels it'll work, and it didn't. But he still thinks they just didn't give it enough time. So just give it a little more time.
Look, 4 years. 4 years is time. That's enough time. I mean, the things that I've gotten accomplished as an individual without anybody's help in 4 years has been astronomical.
Now, I heard something from somebody this weekend. Somebody was like, "Oh, Romney's dumb and he's not intelligent." First off, every major idea Obama's had, he's stolen from Romney and made more liberal. Healthcare, that's basically modeled after Romney's plan, which he implemented in a state. Only they tweaked it and made it more liberal. They added the death panel and they added crazy things. But this is not us we're not endorsing Romney because I'm not saying I liked him before the primaries.
You want to tell them who we are endorsing?
I know. All right, folks. This is it. This is the moment because it's been a half hour. We might as well tell you. We are endorsing not this runaround. No.
This 2012.
No, this is 2016. Our next president of these United States of America. That guy. What's that guy? And why? This dude is real. He tells the truth. You want his political opinions? They're all over the place. And that's all right. And we're not above doing what we have to do to make America right. We're not above re-examining. We're not so stuck in our ideals that we can't re-examine ourselves to find a better solution for something. Unlike other people.
Right.
And this isn't flip-flopping. We're not pandering to the crowd. This is just going, all right.
This isn't hype.
Right. That means if a Democrat has a good idea, and it originally is not something we thought of, because of our ideals, it's not to say we're going to toss the baby out with the bathwater. We're going to examine it and give it a fair shake.
That's right.
And if it's the correct choice, then that's what we'll do.
We'll wash its butt. We're not against washing babies' butts.
That's right.
We'll wash it.
That's right.
That's what we'll do. And you know what? We won't lie. We won't lie.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is my running mate right here.
VP, baby. VP. And, all right, so directly after the credits, you're going to see our the official announcement, and we're probably going to
make the announcement.
That's right. That's right. And there'll be a press conference, and we'll get it done. But you guys, woo-wee. And that's why we're not even caring who wins.
It's time for a tattooed president.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And again, you know what I'm saying?
Tattooed up and down. It's time for a tattooed president.
And
it's time for a change.
You know what?
We tried the old school ways.
People tried the old school ways, the old school liberal ways.
It didn't work.
No. You know what? It's time for common sense.
That's right.
That's exactly what it's
time for realness.
That's right.
America was founded upon realness and hard work and dedication, and that's what we're bringing to the table.
That's right.
That's what we're bringing back.
You know what? It's time to bring out the revolutionary ideas that brought us to the motherfucking table in the first place.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because if not for that, we wouldn't be there right now.
And you know what? Despite where people want to go with this country was founded as a democratic republic. That's what we are. We're a republic. We're not ruled by the majority. We're ruled by consensus. There's a fucking difference.
Right. We're not a country of collectivism. We're a country of individualism.
That's right.
And we're getting away from this. And with the liberal agenda right now, they're trying to bring everybody to the socialist collectivism idea.
Yeah.
Okay, ideals, and we're getting away from what made us what we are and our success globally. Okay.
Yes.
And I think it's time to get back to it.
That's right.
To get back to the fundamentals.
When our parents were children, America was basically an independent nation. And what I mean by that is economic independence, self-sufficient. We were self-sufficient. But since then, we're dependent on oil. We used to be 10%, 20% in the beginning was foreign oil. We had our own.
Right.
California used to be the bread box of the planet. We used to produce 90% of the food in this world.
Right.
Now California's a fucking desert.
They were a top 3 up until how many years ago?
Right.
And now
we're shutting off the water for a fish that's dying.
I've driven through California. I've seen the signs, okay, that the farmers have put up. I've seen the dust bowls. You know, I've seen the mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake that our politicians have made. They've turned their backs on us. They've stabbed us in the backs.
And it's time for something better.
And it's time for a change. It's time that America starts looking out for America.
Again. Exactly. Now, if we want to meddle internationally, let me explain something right now. We have about like 10 real allies on this planet. And I mean, maybe. We got Canada. We need to help out our little brother Mexico, because if you want to do something about immigration in this country, they're fleeing their country. You ask any Mexican, if they could go back to Mexico tomorrow, if Mexico was fixed, they'd go back.
So why aren't we fixing Mexico?
Because
why are we taking their problems on?
Right. We talk about the drug war. That place is ruined and run by cartels. We should be drone bombing the shit out of those motherfuckers until we save Mexico for Mexicans to secure that Mexican border. Canada's one of our real allies.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. You know, we're out in the Middle East where we don't belong.
The only reason we need to be in the Middle East is if we ever get the call from Israel that they need us.
Right.
We're there for them.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry for you people out there that think we shouldn't be supporting Israel. You're dead wrong.
Dead wrong. 100%.
Dead wrong. They're the only people over there that are not our drug dealers for oil that generally like us. Everybody else in that region, if had a chance, they'd wipe us off the face of the earth.
They would blow our heads off. And if you don't fucking think so, you're out of your mind. Just
ask what happened 9/11, and I don't mean in New York. I mean recently.
Right.
There was that terrorist attack. They killed and they raped, they sodomized, they butchered and killed our ambassador, who has done nothing but good for the Libyan people.
Right.
And the Libyans knew something was going to go bad. They tried to warn us. They tried to say, "Hey, man, this is not a good day for you guys. We can't protect you," because Libya's weak right now. The government of Libya isn't a bad guy. They're not bad guys.
No.
They're just not. They're like Mexico. They're not strong enough to protect things, and we were aware of that. We did nothing because Obama didn't want to show that we were going to show any type of force to not piss people off. And I'm sorry, a shitty ass YouTube video that only had like 1,000 views before that didn't cause any travesty anywhere.
And they even said that it was pre-planned.
Sorry, 9/11
It was totally pre-planned.
Of course, it wasn't random acts of violence. You don't bring a rocket launcher if you didn't plan some shit. What the fuck is that? Shut the fuck up. Who the fuck do you think we are? I mean,
a flash mob doesn't bring a rocket launcher. Okay?
I don't care how crazy it is. And I'm going to say one more thing. The people of Palestine, they're being used by every other Middle East country to make sure they stay angry. Because I will say this. The people of Palestine living in the strip of Gaza or whatever, they're not having good days. They're not living well. But you look at the Arabs that are and the Muslims that are living in Israel, those motherfuckers aren't being oppressed.
No.
They're having great lives. And why? Because they're convinced of something to make them angry. All the other Arabs in the area won't take them in, but they will keep them angry living in their little thing. And say what you will, if in the reverse in this country, if you had an Indian reservation that was just constantly sending rockets at us 24/7, do you honestly think within fucking 1 hour of that shit we wouldn't order a bomb strike to wipe them off the face of the earth? But and it's not just us. anywhere, any other country, think about this, any other major powered country in the planet, do you think if Ireland decided to bomb the fuck out of England every day, England would tolerate that shit?
No.
No.
It's not.
No. If Portugal decided to bomb Spain, do you think Spain would tolerate that shit? No. But Israel, the size of Jersey, is supposed to take that shit from a city the size of Cortland Manor? The fuck is wrong with people?
Exactly, and it's just okay.
It's okay. So I'm sorry. I'm not saying the Israelis are perfect. I'm just saying they're the only people in the region that don't fucking hate us.
Right. Exactly. So,
and these are some of our positions.
Yeah, exactly. Our current president wants to disassociate from them. You know, and there are only people. They're the only people in the Middle East right now that aren't stabbing us in the back. Saudi Arabia stabbing us in the back.
Fucking Egypt
stabbing us in the back.
And I'm sorry,
this in the back
because let me explain something too. All these revolutions. See, the American Revolution was different because of the ideals that spawned it. America has been the only country to be spawned off of primarily Christian ideals in a revolution, meaning we were the only country to form this type of government, and then others later on followed us. But in these Arab countries, they were tired of the oppression, but they had nobody to back them. They had nobody to lead them. And so what happens is wolves seized the opportunity, like the Muslim Brotherhood, and now they took over these countries. And the Muslim Brotherhood, if you guys don't know this, they're the father of terrorism, meaning Al-Qaeda and other groups like them were formed off of the Muslim Brotherhood. Those are their children. And that's what you guys need to understand. That's the Middle East, bro. But we need to pull out of all that area. We need to guard home. We need to secure our borders. We need to do something for the poverty. The poverty in this nation would be taken care of if we were self-sufficient. And that's all we got to say about that. But, all right, man, my partner's taking a piss because he had too much responsibility. And we're going to be signing off now. It's 45 minutes, 15 minutes longer than we should have ran. And we're getting out of here. But again, stay tuned. We're going to have, after the credits roll, we're going to put out his announcement little video clip there. And the full video will be available on our YouTube channel, TheFaceShowLive, at YouTube there. And that's what
we're going to have TheFaceShowLive.com coming very, very soon.
That's right.
And we will have our own radio blog on there that you can listen to live, actually.
Yeah.
Well, you have to click a link, but you'll be able to listen to us live. And we're going to do a show. We're going to promote underground bands and things like that during the show. It's going to be really badass. Now, we're going to change formats. That's what we were looking to. Oh, yeah. You know, might as well mention it. We're thinking of changing format. Classic Face Show. Now, guys, if you're saying, if you want Classic Face Show, and this is Classic Face Show right here, you let us know. You comment the videos, you rate your response, and you ask for it. Because as of now, this will be the last Face Show. This is the last Face Show under this format. Now, what you're going to be seeing more of is videos like we've been putting out these last few months. Right. You're going to be seeing. We're going to get a lot more funny. This episode was political for two reasons: the presidential and his announcement. Yes. But we're going to stay off that because we're looking forward to having a lot of fun. So we're going to be funny. We're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of comedy going to be. Yeah, that's right. Be involved. We're going to have comedians, and we're going to have a lot of people on the show. Right. A lot of. That's right. It's going to be good. That's right. So you don't want to miss it. Not at all. Not at all. That's even if you miss this, don't miss that. You don't miss that. Not now. But again, if you think you want to see more Classic Face Show, if this is the type of thing that this is what you want to see off of us, and you don't like the comedy, that's fine too. You just let us know that's what you want to see, and if that's the case, we'll bring it back. We're not difficult. Yeah, we could get drunk and do it. That's right, man. That's what this is all about. So, all right, I'm gonna get my fat ass up,
And you never know. There may be an episode I put out in a few months where I'm not so fat, but we'll see. That's right, guys.
Hello, I'm Cody Cristiano, the Classic Party's presidential candidate for 2016, bringing Classic back to America.